once again with another poem reading for Poetry Reading Weekend. Okay, so yesterday on April 25th, I basically read a music poem because music was one of the topics I wanted to talk about for autism and talk about the person behind it who had autism many years ago. But now this poem right here is all about autism. I wrote it showing inspiration to those that may feel a little shy, anxious, or whatever, but there's always something special within us. And now I cannot wait to share this with you guys. So here we go. Autism is a disability. This is true. But even though we are different, there are things that are the same too. A lot of us aren't or can't be perfect. Some people think we do not belong, but we have a spirit size of King Kong. As long as we keep showing what we can do, once we show our talents that are in bloom, sometimes having a disability is being an outcast, but other times we show that we can have a blast. So the reason behind it is to let you guys know that, yes, autism is a difficult thing. And yes, autism can be a very hard trying and very tough going through life. It is a disability. People may not understand you. People may not know that it's something that you were born with. You cannot just get rid of it just like that. But if you could show them who you are from the inside, if you could just show them of what you can do. And I implore you to believe in those people. I believe in you, and I believe in your kids who have autism. I believe in anybody who has autism that they can do stuff just like me. Because I mentioned yesterday on April 25th that I have autism. And I do. I do have autism. I'm on the high functioning system. I have a hard time doing eye contact. I have a hard time speaking clearly most of the time. I have a hard time doing a lot of things. But that doesn't mean that I could do stuff. I basically wrote poetry books. I have 4 poetry books. I could write stories, which I basically, did a great job on. Because when I was in high school, I basically wrote a story called The Great Fantasy Battle. And I was amazed that I got an A on it. Yeah, I got an A. It was graded because it was in creative writing class when I was in high school. And I was so impressed with myself. I just wanted to keep writing. And as I mentioned yesterday on April 25th, I basically discovered 2 authors who had autism, Hans Christian Andersen and Lewis Carroll. Lewis Carroll was the author of Alice in Wonderland, and Hans Christian Andersen, I think you already know who he is, but if you don't, I would like to let you guys know that Hans Christian Andersen was the one who created the story of The Little Mermaid. He also created the stories of The Snow Queen, The Ugly Duckling, The Steadfast Tin Soldier, The Emperor's New Clothing, and of course, Thumbelina. But basically, if a lot of people with autism can do what they do, and if I could do what I do, I know you can as well. In fact, I also have a job. I've been having a job for a couple of months now. I've been working there since the end of December of 2019, and now I'm just impressed that I've also got hired at a second job this summer, which is Kennywood. Now, in a way, I know what you're thinking. How am I going to do my blog and do my work at the same time? Well, I'm happy to say that if we do go back to normal, I plan to do whatever it takes to have my blog going and just enjoying every single moment of my life. And I will let you guys know this, that I will try to get as much recording as I can for the events, because if the events got postponed for Kennywood, I will let you know. And I will let you know what kind of events that they will going to have. But for now, I can only give you ideas. And one of my ideas is to implore you to write. Write poetry, write stories. Get creative, get artistic like Michelangelo, who had autism. Listen to music, play music, do whatever you want with music. Mozart had autism and he was a great musician. Or enjoy a movie marathon, films made by Tim Burton. Yes, Tim Burton has autism and he made an amazing selection of movies. He basically recreated Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, which I mentioned was written originally by Lewis Carroll. He also worked with Johnny Depp several times in Edward Scissorhands, Sweetie Todd. Now, Sweetie Todd, please, I implore you not to let your kids see that one. Teens and adults, however, yeah. But if you're wondering what kind of animated feature film that the kids can watch, well, there's Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, live action Dumbo. There's like many family related things that Tim Burton created as well. I'm not gonna lie, he created the most outrageous stuff. And Batman's a good one to see as well. He basically had Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, Batman twice in Batman 1989 and Batman Returns, co-starring with Dan DeVito, who played the Penguin in Batman Returns. And in live-action Dumbo, Michael Keaton also co-starred with Dan DeVito once again in live-action Dumbo when Tim Burton was making it. But believe me, Tim Burton has a lot of great movies. I implore you to look up Tim Burton's movies and have a movie marathon in honor of him. And probably get creative in any single way in honor of these people. Get creative by working with clay, drawing. Be inspired by Michelangelo's art. If you want to do writing or reading with them, that's okay too. To honor the legacy authors of Lewis Carroll and Hans Christian Andersen. If you would like to do music in honor of Mozart, go right ahead. Do karaoke, play music, anything that your heart contends to. Or just enjoy watching a movie together as a family in honor of Tim Burton's movies. Now, I know in a way, I know what you're thinking. Isn't this going to be too much? Well, I wouldn't say it is. But I implore you just to try. I mean, the kids are not really going to go back to school until maybe, I say September this year, or probably not even next year. But I still implore you to try. Find common ground with the people who have autism. Because who's the better people that we've grown up with who had or has autism than them in a creative way? I implore you to try and accept. I implore you to applaud for people who have autism. I implore you to give them hope. I implore you to believe. For if we give up, who's going to accept? Who's going to love? Who's going to believe? I don't believe that we will ever give up. These kids and yourself are the future of what we're trying to bring into this world. So please, do whatever you can and make it right. Make it right by showing that there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be shy about. There's nothing to be scared about. I know that once I figured out those people who had autism, I basically am not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid to be who I am. I'm not ashamed for being autistic. And for those of you that want to show your support, please register for the Autism Speaks Walk. Now, due to the coronavirus, it was supposed to be on June 14th, but it got postponed to September 20th instead. So please, I implore you to register for the Autism Speaks Walk. That is on September 20th. Register is free. You can give a donation if you wish, but I'm definitely going to be there. It's on a Sunday. be ready to go before 9. So I would suggest be at Shinley Park, which is in Oakland. It's a Pittsburgh area, but still Oakland is where Carnegie's Museum of Natural History is in Pennsylvania, next to Fisk Conservatory. That's right. September 20th. Register is free. Donation if you wish to give it. You must be at the park by 9 o'clock. The thing starts at 10. There'll be mascots like the Pirate Parrot, the Duke's mascot from Duquesne University. There'll be many mascots there on September 20th. There'll be even a photo opportunity, your family, showing your support for someone who has autism or showing your support in a group way. You get to register any way you want, as an individual, as a team, as anything. But believe me, you will also receive a pom-pom to show your applause for people who have autism. It's going to be a quiet applause because some don't like loud noises. So instead of applause, we're going to shake pom-poms. So I hope to see you guys there because in a way, it will really mean so much, not just to me, but to others who have autism, to show your support that you care about autism, that you care about people who are struggling with autism. But there's always going to be a moment in life to when you show your support and care for them. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. And this is Ty saying, can't wait to see you get back out there. Bye!